Yes, good evening, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome again to a very brief session tonight. Now, today's session is for those women or men really who have been trying to conceive and then you are thinking about IVF. Today, I am lucky. That's the word. Yes, I'm very lucky to have a guest. Now, my guest is going to come on board and tell us a lot about herself, her IVF journey. For anybody who has been trying to go for IVF, I think today's program would benefit you very well. So, without wasting time, let me bring up my guest to the stream. Hello, Mrs. Tina. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, good evening, Dr. Fred Doctor. Good life in a
How are you?
sense.
Yes, so good life in that sense. You don't become household name. How are you?
I'm good. Are you?
Doing very well. How's the family now?
We're doing well. I really want to tell you kudos and now wow, it's not easy the way you juggle profession, personal life, lifestyle, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. OMG.
Abba,
I don't know, it's as if you have more than 24 hours.
I beg. No, now we dey try. God, they help us.
So
I've been having a lot of couples, women, talking about their inability to conceive. Some of them want to go for IVF. They are scared, and they want to hear a story of someone who has gone through this journey. So I felt it's important I invite you come on the program and then you share with us your story. In case you are just coming, you are welcome. Today we are discussing with I just want to see this. Yes. Yeah. So her IVF story. You all can see what is on the screen right now. So briefly, Mark, could you tell us about yourself? Just give us a brief introduction, what you do, your whole journey in life. Just tell us.
all right, thank you so much. I hope they can hear me. My name is Augustina Chisum Isora. So, and currently I live in Canada. I left Nigeria last year and I moved to Canada with my family. And I'm a mom. I always call myself a super blessed mom of three through IVF, and I conceived them through IVF in Nigeria. I didn't go to any other country to have this done. And
Mm,
yeah, probably other okay what I do when I was in
yeah.
Nigeria, I was working with the primary health care. I worked with the health system for almost 20 years before I left Nigeria, and I have a health background, as in I have masters in public health. And yeah, but currently in Canada we are still trying to navigate our ways, settling family and understanding the system and what we do, but we are working on earning some dollars. That's just it.
Yeah, I can see it's telling all over you. You're looking so fresh, madam. You're looking fresh.
Hmm. No
Okay, okay.
complaints.
Now, can you briefly tell us how you got yourself into the IVF story? I know no woman will just wake up and say, I want to give birth via IVF. How did you find yourself going into IVF? What was it like for you?
Okay, I would say basically when I got into marriage, despite the fact that I was working in the health system, I never knew much about, or I'm not sure I've heard much about IVF. Just like you said, no one plans for that. Okay. So
Yeah.
when I got married to my husband, we started trying. It wasn't forthcoming. We drank all the agbo, went to different hospitals, different testing and screening and all that. So one day my spouse called me. I was like, "Are you not done with all these things you're taking? Why not we take this route?" I was like, do I need to really make research about this? I started doing research about it, and the scary news I had. And at that time, I think I've never had any Nigerian come out to say anything about IVF, or anyone coming out openly to say, I got pregnant through IVF. So there was nothing to get hold at to prepare myself, but I was reading stories from people outside Nigeria. So I decided to give it a shot. We decided to give it a shot. Yes, my first IVF cycle actually failed. Yeah, but he who fights and run lives to fight again. So we went
Yeah.
back. Uh, Funny enough, in this situation, sometimes we have causes why a woman is unable to conceive, or why
Yeah.
couples are unable to conceive. But in our case, it was just unknown. The
Mm.
only thing was that initially, when we got married, we started trying. I had a hormonal imbalance, which with drug was able to be taken care of. But after that, nothing was forthcoming. And I told myself, instead of waiting till 20 years, and I say, finally, God did it. Why not start up the journey on time? So I think I had my first child almost 5 years after marriage. And I'm super happy that I took that bold decision not to wait, but to still do it with God's grace. It's still God that did it, not me.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very. I like the fact you mentioned God inside this because it shows that you also believe in God and at the same time you applied medical knowledge.
Yeah,
You said it took you about 5 years after marriage.
yeah.
Now, I want you to take us through this journey. The reason I'm saying this is for those who are trying to conceive and going for IVF. What was your mindset before going into this? Were you scared? Were you thinking about, will people mock me? Will they laugh at me? Or my partner? What was it like for you going into the process of IVF?
Okay, for me, just like I said earlier, there were no much people coming out openly to talk about IVF as of then. So,
Mm,
but when I decided to take that bold step, the people I mentioned that to is keep your mouth, Michon, close your mouth, don't say it anywhere. It's
mm,
like you're
mm.
doing something outside the box. Okay, but I wasn't afraid to share it with people who care to know, who care to hear. And that was why I came out on my YouTube channel. I have all the steps and everything that I went through on that, on my channel. So for being scared, I wasn't scared. Initially, at that point, when I started the first cycle, I was like, let me try this thing. Okay. In fact, I remember that when I was advised, when the doctor told me that I should open my heart and my mind towards expecting twin, that is one of the things that could come out from IVF. You may have uh, twin pregnancy or even more. I cried. I said, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. And all that, probably because I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, let me give it a shot. But when I actually conceived, but the embryo at a point stopped developing. So I had to go for evacuation. So it was that then it dawned on me that, hey, I need triplet fat. Can it be quadruplet? And the second cycle, I was open and I told myself it's going to be successful. I was positive, I was prayerful, I was optimistic about getting a positive result, and God still did it for us.
Thank you very much. If you are just coming, you can see on our screen we have Mrs. Tina Isoa, an IVF mom of three. She has been sharing this story. Personally, I haven't come across anybody that has been advocating for IVF sincerely. This, what you said about people trying to keep quiet, you don't want anybody to know, and there are people looking for this information. So, in case you're watching me right now and you have a question for her with regarding she's not a doctor, she's not coming here to treat anybody, she's just coming here to share her story to encourage someone who is trying to go for IVF. Now, please tell us, what was it like for people around you? Did you get this resentment from people? Did the people make mockery of you? Did anybody laugh at you? What was it like for you?
Hmm, I would say that the awareness now is more. People are beginning to learn and know better about IVF. So the people around me that knew I was going for IVF um, encouraged me to go for it, but their interest was like, don't tell another person. Okay, so but it was towards the tail end of my pregnancy I realized that, oh, people know, they already know that I'm pregnant, but the stories there was that she's not pregnant. She's doing this, the cryptic pregnancy, or whatever they call it.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes, yes, yes.
and that really, really made me, I felt really bad about that. But towards when I had my baby, it was not an issue. I had evidence. In fact, I was ready to pull my clothes anywhere and show anybody that cares to see that,
Mm,
hey, this is pregnancy and this is what I did. And that was why
yeah,
I took the bold
yeah.
decision to still continue talking about it. So I was not mocked. I was not mocked. Nobody mocked me. Rather, they encouraged me.
Wow. Nice one. Okay, now I'm getting questions from the people watching us. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. So please, I beg you, help us share this live session. Click on the like and share. Somebody is asking us a question. How is it done? What was the process? How did they prepare you? The stages, how long did it take you for this? That's the first question we have from Amara Chuku. Hmm? Okay, how is it done? First of all, let's take that.
Okay, I will always advise that anybody that wants to go through this journey should not think about how long will it take. Of course, there is a time frame, but it depends on how your system is able to react to the drugs. Like,
Mm,
you are going to take injections, that's certain. So, one of the cycles I did, I realized that my lining, my uterus was not increasing for to prepare it for the transfer of the embryo. So I kept taking injections until I was ready. So you can't just determine that, hey, it's going to be 3 days and it will be 3 days. The time frame is between 4 weeks to 6 or 8 weeks, but it all depends on how you are able to react. So basically, the steps towards achieving pregnancy, I will always say achieving pregnancy, because we hope for the success, is that, of course, you have to have at the back of your mind that is 50-50. The doctor, every doctor that is not biased about their skill and what they are doing, will always give you
yeah.
that raw truth that you should expect it coming out positive or negative. Okay, so, and you go in, they will have to do series of tests, checking your blood group, rhesus factor, genotype, HIV, everything, a lot of hepatitis B, C, and the other screenings that are required, including with your
Mm,
spouse. Thereafter, you start taking injection. That will determine the dose you're going to take and the type of injection they are going to give you. And they will be doing scan on you. Okay, you'll be going for alternate weeks for scan to check how your system is reacting to that. That will determine when they will say, okay, we are done, you're going to stop at I'm just giving a brief story on how it's done.
yes, yes.
The injections, you will be taught, the nurses there will teach you how to impart yourself, to inject yourself. But if you feel that, hey, you can't do this, you have someone around you that can be giving it to you at that particular time. You'll be told to select a time that is convenient for you. Then you'll be taking the injections at that time. So whenever you're ready, they have to do the next thing, which is called egg collection. So it sounds like a medical procedure, but there is no incision. There is nothing like a cut. So they go in, more or like excavate the eggs, which, with the help of the injections you were taking and your system, would have built up the eggs. So they will take the eggs, and your spouse, that is, if you are using your spouse semen, your spouse will donate the semen on that particular day, and they will take the sperm and do the
Mm,
fertilization. So the fertilization is done outside. So depending on the days of the blastocyte they are using, some hospitals use 2 days blastocytes, some hospitals use 5 days blastocyte. So if they're using, in my own case, they use 5 days blastocyte. So after 5 days of egg collection, of course, the embryologist will be monitoring it to make sure everything is in order, and they will tell you, hey, out of, we got, let's say, 20 eggs from you, and the 15 fertilized, as at this day 5, 7 is perfect. Okay, we are going to schedule you for the date on the transfer, which is that fifth day. They will be updating you as they
Yeah.
are monitoring the embryo developing. On the fifth day, you go in for the transfer, and they will transfer depending on the policy of the hospital. I know that here in developed country, maximum is one. Nigeria, where I did mine, the maximum is two. And I had some people can put as three, four, five, but the risk associated with that is all to the hospital and the individual. But where I did mine, their maximum is two. They transfer to embryo. Then you have a 14 days, the longest 14 days of your life waiting period,
Mm,
so that you wait and pray whatever prayer you can pray. Some will tell you, will advise you, go about in the way I did mine. They said, go about your duty. You don't need to hang your legs, raise your legs, all those things that they say. And that was basically what we did. And after 14 days, you test yourself in the house. If positive, you communicate to them. After 6 weeks, they check for a heartbeat. If there is heartbeat, the embryo is developing normal. Probably they'll give you another 2 weeks. That's on the 8th week, and thereafter they sign document and give you. You are done with the fertility clinic. You go to any hospital you like and register. Then one of the questions that I know that will definitely come out from here is, how do you deliver the baby? Do you deliver through cesarean section or the V section? Okay,
mhm,
you have the choice to decide how you want to deliver of your baby or babies. But
mhm,
wherever you go, hearing the IVF is already written boldly on your folder. IVF is a special pregnancy, special kids. So they will always advise you to go through cesarean section, which I did. And if I have to go through that journey again, I will go through the cesarean section journey as well. And here it is, you have your baby or babies.
mm. Thank you very much. The questions are pouring in. Again, permit me to say this. This is not a session to treat anybody. She's
Yeah.
only sharing her story to encourage somebody that wants to consider, or you've started the journey. That is all. Number two, um, yes, I can see some questions. So we are live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're on Facebook, help us share. If you're on YouTube, like and share. If you want to send stars, you can send stars. If you want to send super chats, super thanks on YouTube, you can do that. Somebody is asking a question now. He says, let's read it here. She says she had her first child through IVF, but she's a mother of three. Okay, what about the other two? Were they also through IVF, or
Okay.
was it one? Yeah, yeah. So
I
tell the
got the
story, please.
question. So, guys, please, I need you all to support Dr. Frederick. I call him Dr. Fredrosta. So you guys should support him. I see sometimes people watch some other things, they're sending stars. These are the people you guys need to give these stars. Like I said, maybe he has more than 24 hours in a day. So my sister, just to answer your question, yes, when I say I am an IVF mom of three, means that the three kids came through IVF. I did my
Mm,
first cycle, which I got pregnant, and later the baby stopped developing. I went for my second IVF, same clinic, and I conceived of my son. I went for my third IVF, and I conceived of my twin girls. So I have twin girls and a boy, and they are all both from IVF section.
okay. So many comments. I like this. People are really engaging. Now, Olu Abayomi is asking a question. I guess maybe he missed. He said, "What gave rise to your decision for the IVF? That there was a problem with your husband about the sperm, or you, hormonal imbalance, blocked tube, or PCOS? What was it? What was
So
the reason?"
as much as I know that people find it difficult to share the reason why they make some decisions,
Yeah,
then have it at the back of your mind that some of them may be very honest with you as to not having any reason, no known factor for their
correct.
inability to conceive. And that exactly what happened in our case. I had hormonal imbalance, which was taken care of. It was just excess prolactin in the system, which can easily be managed, and it was taken care of in less than 3 weeks. Okay. Thereafter, we spent years trying to conceive. Everything was okay. on my own end and on my spouse end, but it wasn't forthcoming. So we didn't want to, not that we were so rich, we prioritize our need of buying land to having a baby we should care for. So we decided to do that. So it has nothing to do with a known factor. There is no known factor, or there was no known factor.
Okay, thank you very much. Um, this other question here I can see. Let me put it on the screen for you. Say,
Okay.
how much can someone spend? I know that the times have changed. I don't know if you could give a range based on how much you spent then. But I know that a lot of factors have changed right now.
Yeah, Doc, permit me to say this. My
Mm.
first IVF that failed, I went to a doctor to assist with evacuation. And it was an opportunity for him to ask me series of questions. He engaged me over 1 hour asking me questions. How was it done? How is this? How did it this? Oh, and at the end of the day, what I had was, oh, it's something I can even do. As I speak to you now, that doctor is doing IVF in Nigeria.
Hmm.
Do you understand? So why am I saying this? You can get IVF done and somewhere at 800,000. You can get it somewhere at 4 million. It all depends on lot of factors. How did this person get their experience? How are they practicing? What is the policy on ground? Are they iOS approved? There are several factors there. Okay, but when I did mine, just like I said, I had 3 cycles. The prices varied. But one thing I have to assure the person asking this question now is that I cannot quote what I paid then, because the competition now is high. There are almost every city have IVF. Unlike then, I had to move from my city to a different city to have IVF done. Okay. And the range now is between, just plan yourself between 1.5 million. I always say this, they will tell you. One of the videos I made on my YouTube channel is that what the cost they don't tell you. They will tell you that cycle fee is 750,000. But when you get there, you not realize that the cost of the injections, the syringe, every damn thing is not on that 750,000. The drugs you take is not on that 750,000. You find out that you're spending nothing less than extra 750. So I always tell people, if you want to plan yourself depending on where you want to go to, make your research, plan between 1.5 and above. I don't know.
Okay. There is something I think you mentioned before, but let's touch it again. You know, this quote, cryptic pregnancy. There are some people in this part of the world practicing criminally that they will make a woman get pregnant. Now, because of that, some people are scared. Is it not cryptic that they are mentioning IVF? Did you come across anybody trying to introduce you to that other form of pregnancy where they will tell you that the woman is pregnant, scan cannot see the baby is at the back, baby is he's sitting at the leg, don't go to this hospital? Did you come across that? Oh, how did you overcome it, please?
Yeah, like I said, a lot of things have happened in this and still happening. So I personally, I didn't meet these people one on one,
Okay.
but I
Okay.
know them. See, doc, I can say whatever I want to say. Nobody, they won't catch me. My colleagues back home, lots of them did this thing, and we know, we could see them. We know what happened. Do you understand? So it's basically taking injections, and some of them, it's not that they are being is it confused. They know
Deceived
what,
or okay.
they're deceived. Some of them knew actually what they were going into, but they just want to, okay, I buy your message, let's do it and get this pregnant. That's all. So I didn't meet, as in having someone openly telling me that this is what they did, but I know one of the clinics where I was in Nigeria, where they go there, they will tell you, don't go to any scan, don't go to any doctor, they will not see it. It's only here they will see it. And they have a baby factory behind. So on the day of your delivery, somebody is actually delivered, or they have gotten the EDD, they will tell you come to the hospital and stay for 1 week. Whenever the person delivers, you are the one that puts bed. Some of them are so smart enough that they know that even when they start lactating the baby, trying to make the baby suckle and all that, they will still lactate.
Mm, mm. Thank you for addressing this because IVF is totally different from this so that you understand. Because when
Yeah,
you mention the amount, that is the same. I think that is the range they also mention. These people that do this cryptic stuff is within that same range. So if you are not careful, you might think you are actually going for IVF, not knowing that you are falling for cryptic pregnancy if you are not smart. But some people will tell you that they know and they are going in there with their full consciousness.
yeah. Doc, one
If you are,
thing
if
I have to say based on that is that if you
yeah,
remember when I shared the step by step, I said between 6 weeks of being pregnant and
mhm,
8 weeks, the IVF clinic or the fertility clinic will discharge you. You can
mm,
go to wherever you want to go to, have your scan and all that done. But here they won't discharge you. They won't tell the cryptic pregnancy practitioners will not discharge you to anyone.
mm,
So IVF is not cryptic pregnancy procedure. They have no relationship. And they can
mm,
never be pregnant. Whenever they tell you you are pregnant, you're not seeing the linear Niagara, you are not pregnant.
mm. Thank you. For those that are just coming, good evening and welcome. Chidima, you're watching us on YouTube. Thank you for joining. For those watching us on Facebook, again, please share the live stream, support the live stream, like, invite your friends to come and watch. Let's see. Okay, now Philemon, is it Philemon Amarachuku says, what of someone that does not have enough egg? Help us address this person too. So many questions.
Okay, so during your consultation or during the scan, if for any reason they realize either age, there are several factors that can make a woman not to produce egg. So
Mm,
if you are among those that cannot produce egg, you will be advised to go for egg donor. It's all about you and your spouse deciding that, hey, we want to do this and approve and sign. You make your choice. You tell them the kind of spec, let me use the word spec of a lady you want,
mm,
and they
mm,
will they all have those people available or ex donors. Like when I did my IVF, you have the embryos that are already fertilized. So if for the first IVF cycle I did had seven embryo fertilized developed properly, and the maximum they could transfer is two. So what happens to the remaining five? You have
mm,
option of either cryopreserving it for yourself to use in the future, which I did, and the next option is to donate it. So there are people who still come, they don't have the sperm, they don't have the eggs, but they want to conceive through IVF and they want to be pregnant and be part of feel that this baby is coming from us. So we have embryo donators, people who donate embryos at the end of their cycle. Okay? Yeah, so you will be
thank you.
advised, and at the same time, the decision is on you to decide that okay, I don't have enough egg. I can actually have an egg donor used. You don't need to know the person. The person doesn't need to know you. You just sign the contract and you have it processed.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. For those watching us again, welcome. Good evening. We have Mrs. Tina Isoa. You can see her an IVF mom of three, and she has been sharing with us her story. The reason I invited her here tonight is to encourage those that have been trying to get pregnant. I see something that breaks my heart. I know we believe in God, we pray. Somebody is married, has been married for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. You're still waiting. With your own experience, how long would you want a couple to wait, keep trying before they go for IVF?
Yeah, doc, just like you said, I am not a medical practitioner, I am
Yeah,
not a
yeah,
doctor,
yeah.
but with my own little background, we have the waiting period depending on your age. So
Correct.
if you are above 35, you've been married for over 6 months, maximum 1 year, and you have the resources to go for IVF, please go for it.
Mm, mm. You heard.
Very straight.
Please.
You are both 35. You've been married for over 6 months to 1 year, maximum 1 year. You have not conceived, and everything is okay. You have been screened. No known factor. If you have a known factor, you can work on that. Of course, there are still some known factors. You will be advised that the only option is to have IVF done. So if your doctor advised you to go for IVF, please go for it. But if no known factor and you know you are above 35, after 1 year you have the resources, go for it. Why am I saying this? I wasn't above 35 when I went for my IVF.
Mm,
But I feel happy that I am growing with my children. I feel happy that nobody will ask me, are they my daughter's daughter, my grandchildren?
mm.
So I want to grow with them. I prioritize having children to every other thing around me. That's
Thank you
my
very much.
professional
Yeah, that's
advice.
your yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know I'll be having an IVF specialist. Yes, I think I spoke with one some time ago, one of the
Okay.
doctor that engages in IVF, and the doctor promised to join me on the program. So we'll make our time to have an IVF doctor to also
Okay.
come on the program and talk to us. Um, you said two things in the beginning. The first one was you took all the whole agbo, all the concussions, and this and that and that. Please help me, eh? Yeah, please help me. For the women who still believe that these concussions and this could work, tell them how much of the concussions you took.
Dog, you know the one I regret most. Do you
Tell
know what
me,
I regret most about the concussion I took? The
tell
kind
me.
of people that prepares the agbo, the kind of environment where they prepare it. You will go there, you will see dog. They say, dog, they will use that mortar. You will see all these women go through a lot. I know that some people still go through this and get
Mm,
good news, but OMG, I regretted trying it out, to be honest, because when I reflect what I saw, the risks I took, enter bike inside village, different places, they tell me this is the last bus stop, the money you spend, they tell you things, it is not worth it. For some people, they may be lucky to get pregnant, but I regretted it. So in this case, I would say I took a lot. That first 3 4 years, I continuously I was taking the agbo, different names, different 5 liters, 4 liters. When this one doesn't work, you go here. Or is it the churches? Even the churches are doing agbo now. It's not only I drank agbo from churches to mommy and sister. I am not speaking against anyone, but I'm just expressing how I went through all this and where
yeah.
I found myself and my happiness today. So,
Mm,
if you want to give it a shot, the viewers here, if you want to give it a shot, I am not discouraging you. But if you're literate enough, because that was the statement my husband said. He said, babe, you're literate enough to stop doing this. Whenever you are tired of drinking this, you are well, let me know. I am not drinking it with you. Because wherever they give it to me, they will tell me to give him that he's supposed to drink it. Anybody that have gone through this journey knows that the men will be put to it to drink it, even if when they have no issue. They will tell you, say it's detoxifying. Let me use the medical
mm,
terminology, it's
mm.
detoxifying the man's system as well. But as I speak to you, I regretted drinking it, and no, I wouldn't take it. And I spent a lot.
Okay, we have somebody says I'm in your shoes. I'm tired of taking those remedy from Peter Catering. Okay. There's a question here. Chinedu Samuel on YouTube says, Dr. Fredo, my next question is to you. Can a woman get her eggs fertilized with another man's sperm? Yes,
Yes.
sure, sure. We have a question again on YouTube. The people on YouTube are much today. Wow, this is great. Don't forget to share. Please invite your friends. Please, I beg you. You can support this live session. Super chat stars. Okay, yes. You say your IVF procedure looked or seemed simple and seamless, unlike the common thought of people. Wait, hey, please, why did you not consider IUI being a less expensive. So help us address this. Was yours that simple? Was it that seamless?
Well, if he says simple, I will say no, it wasn't simple. So no one
Mm,
tells you that is a simple journey. Just giving yourself injection is not easy. To look into your
mm,
skin and pa, okay, and of course there are risks, lots of risks associated with IVF. Which one of them I experienced? That's the OHSS,
mm.
ovarian hyperstimulatory syndrome. I experienced it and it was not a funny one. So it wasn't seamless as you said. Okay. Then for IUI, just if you were here when we started, I said I didn't know much about IVF because people don't talk about it. Okay. And I heard of IVF and I heard of IUI, but for with all honesty, why we chose IVF, I don't know. But with the experience I have now, and the for me, with the experience I have now, I see IUI as trial and error. As much as this one could equally fail, but I think this one is more definite, it's more detailed. You could see the A, B, C, D there is just left for you to choose A. But the other one is you're just trying, and here you're picking the best sperm to fertilize, but the IUI is as if you're taking a guess. So probably that's why we went for that option, but I don't know much about it. I didn't know much about it then as to the reason we chose IVF to IUI.
Okay, I don't want to take much of your time. You mentioned the first cycle failed. The first time you did yours, it failed. What was it like for you? Did they provide any possible reason why it failed? Did you feel discouraged when the first one failed? Were you broken? Because when we mention IVF, it looks as if everything just goes in smooth, like the last question we had. Oh, it was simple. What was it like for you?
Mm, when the first IVF failed, it wasn't simple. It wasn't easy on me. At a point, even when I was advised to go for the evacuation, I kept telling me, "Don't worry, my baby will come back alive. My baby will keep growing." So it wasn't an easy task at that point. But just like I mentioned earlier, he who fights and run lives to fight again. So when once they took it out, I told myself, okay, so if I could try to buy the PT strip, do the test and see positive, that means there is light at the end of this tunnel. So I decided to sit up, prepare myself. After a couple of months, I went back for it and I got pregnant. So I was positive, more on a positive side. Like I said, I keep repeating it. Initially, it was like, let me go and try this thing self. But when I saw that, okay, pregnancy, okay, it didn't work out, no problem. I'll go again, I will get pregnant. And that was what happened.
Thank you. Thank you very much. If you are just coming in, please, I will beg you to try to watch the video from the beginning. In case you're just joining us, please watch from the beginning because um, Sistina has spoken a lot about her story and how she found herself into the IVF journey. We don't want to take much time. If you have any question again, please drop your comment here so that she can respond. She's not a doctor. She's not coming here to teach you about IVF. She's just coming here to share with us her story because nobody's really talking about this IVF. Sincerely, the part of the world we find ourselves, people they hide, people they shame, no talk am more, they no hear you, they go laugh you, and all these things. And she has taken it upon herself to educate couples. Now, there's something again I noticed the pressure we put on women trying to conceive it's heartbreaking. The woman will blame herself, her husband family will blame her own family will blame her, society will blame her, and this forces the woman to try whatsoever rubbish out there. So in case you are trying to get pregnant, don't give up. I know you, if you believe in God, you pray and also apply medicine to this. Which other question again do I have for you? Do I think I have Ehem. Can a woman, okay, this is a question here. Someone who went for IVF, can the person get pregnant on his or her own? This comment is coming from Rejoice. Let's just take it.
Yes. You can go for IVF. I have a friend that went for IVF, and after she gave birth, 10 months later she got pregnant. It's just like a woman adopted a child. After 6 months of adopting a child, you found out that they are pregnant. So a lot of things, they never say never when it comes to what God can do in this kind of scenario.
Yes, yes, yes. Any more? Is there any question I didn't ask you? Because all these questions are coming. Is there anyone didn't ask? Did anybody say you that IVF baby are not strong babies? IVF babies are not. Please help us. The babies, your babies, are they
Okay,
disturbing you? How is it?
I
Gist me
beg,
a bit.
I need, I beg, my twin girls are for rent. In fact, my son is equally for rent. People should come and talk. There is something I really want to mention here. Just like you said, when you told me about inviting me here, I always say, um, even when we spoke last time, I said, no problems. You know why? Just like I said, I didn't see people talk about IVF prior to me coming out to talk about it. And one thing, if not some factors that are holding us back, I would say that I should be, and if not African, Nigerian super advocate of IVF. Okay, I have helped families. I have helped. I know someone equally a YouTuber that is currently she, I think her kids turned 10 months, and she gave birth last year to twin boys through IVF. I'm happy that I'm part of that her journey. Even when she did the one that failed, I encouraged her and she went back again. She has twin boys now, okay, and lots of families, including people who are not in Nigeria, when they reach out to me to for consultation, we talk about it. Just like you said, I am not a doctor, but I tell them it's more like having somebody who have experienced this telling you that do this, do this. If you're overweight, of course, sometimes when you tell them you need to check your BMI, I watch your video, you mentioned BMI, is one of the factors that will assist with having a positive IVF section. Okay, so a lot of all those things that I did, including the ones I didn't get right that later did, so I share with them. I know the messages I get, people in different parts of the country, including people who are not Nigerians, reaching out to me, and at the end of the day I get messages that we are pregnant, we have our baby, and this that. It gives me joy because that's just being imparting in the society, talking about it, not just now God do am oh, na God. Everything I have is from God, including these children. So why would I not say the actual mechanism or the system or the procedure or how God did it for me? I went to the altar, I prayed even before I went for the day on the embryo transfer. I from the altar, I went to the clinic. I said, God, this is the time for you to do it. If you do it, before I take this child to my house, I'm going to bring this child to your altar. And all those things were done by God, and I did my own part. So everything is from God. There is nothing like um, credit to just medicals and not credit to God. That's the only thing I would want to mention here. Whatever you're doing, have it at the back of your mind that it's God. I know some denominations do not like to talk about IVF. And I went further to ask question, why don't they support IVF? Why is it that they said the reason they told me was because of the discarding of embryo. That they find out that after they fertilize the embryo, they take the ones they want to transfer, the remaining they discard it. So it's like throwing away a baby that is not already, that doesn't have life in it. As much as it doesn't have life in it, I don't know if that is like committing. You know what I mean? Okay, so but I see it as not a big issue to donate or discard. I don't see it as an issue. So if you're one of those people, set your priorities right. If you feel that your conscience will prick you for doing that, then donate it.
Mm. Thank you very much. Okay, we're about rounding up tonight. The
Yeah.
first thing I tell people on social media is me or myself is that I don't give my number out to people. I don't appreciate people calling me. I like to be very private. So I don't do private chats on social media. I come online like this, I teach and I disappear. Anybody that wants to enter my private space would have to book for my private time and pay for that time. Do you understand? We are so very busy. That's why I'm saying this. But I know that some people might want to reach out to you. What are your handles in case anybody wants to follow you, needs to watch your video, want to have a session with you? How can they reach out to you, please?
All right. Thank you so much. My YouTube channel name is Tina Isoa, just like what you have on your screen. My Facebook page is Tina Isoa and Family. I mention IVF once in a while on Facebook, but it's not Facebook. I want to come there and catch fun, do my lifestyle, show off Canada and all that, cruise and go. Okay, then on TikTok as well as Instagram is Tina Isoa. Every other place is Tina Isoa. uh, but Facebook, because I have my family there. If you want to see my kids, go to my Facebook. In fact, they're
Oh,
equally on my YouTube. If you want to go and see them, go there and see them.
okay. Oh, I thought I asked you. Somebody's asking again. Let's
Mm.
take this. I heard IVF children. I heard IVF children are not strong enough. Is that true, ma?
When you say strong, is it like going to farm or going to? I don't know what that means. When you say strong enough, my kids are super strong. They do everything a child at their age should do, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just going through my phone here to see if there is any video. I will see three of them together. So my kids are strong. Okay, so there is no need. So my kids are strong, IVF kids are strong. So one thing I'll have to mention about that is that whatever anyone experiences in life or come across his or her way, please do not attribute it to a particular reason. Oh, she did IVF, that's why she has this. Oh, she did this, that's why. It has nothing to do with that. When we talk about special need kids in the society now, over 98% of them are not IVF kids. Okay, so don't, it has nothing to do with that. There are a lot of factors, things that can make one to have a special need kids around them. So I don't believe that. My kids are strong. They are doing things that they are supposed to do. And I'm saying my kids are for rent. When they turn 18, I come and take them. I'm
So that you
kidding.
can so that you can rest. Thank you very, very, very much. What I
Hmm.
try to do on my page, I don't know if people follow me very well. What I try to do in this page is to give people information, knowledge. And if you feel whatever we are saying is not true, you can go do your research. We are not here to hide anything or come here to sell one special product for you so that you start running to our DM. Do you understand? No, no, no. We are here to give you information free of charge. But what I always appeal to you is please, as you come here, share these videos, invite your friends. You cannot come to my page, you gain this kind of knowledge, and then you go to another person's page and be laughing with your friend. Invite people are discussing. You're not supporting me. The best way to support us here is when you come like this, share the video, invite your friend to come and gain. That way, you are telling me keep up the good work. And then I'm
Yeah.
going to use the opportunity to appreciate somebody. This person does not want me calling the name, but this person has always been a huge support to my page. Not even a Nigerian. Person is not a Nigerian. Person is an African though, but not a Nigerian. Somehow, the person get my account number, and I could just day one day, my PA will tell me, say, this person has sent you money. And I feel so grateful. And the person is even here watching us. So I want to say a very big thank you to you. And to everybody here watching, thank you very much. Any final words from you, Ma?
The only thing I have to tell couples trying to conceive, whether through IVF or any other procedure, is be positive, be prayerful, and
Mm,
keep the faith. Keep the faith and never give up. Never say no. Prioritize your needs. Yes, when you are around the society, people are buying houses, buying land, buying cars. Ask yourself, what do you want at that point in time that you will not have time to do maybe in the next 20 years? Prioritize that. And that was what I prioritized then. And I'm happy that today I can look, go anywhere, look for money, and know that I'm feeding kids, children who are calling me mommy and calling my
Mm,
husband daddy. Okay?
mm,
All the
mm, mm.
best. Keep the
Thank
faith.
you so much. Thank you very, very much. If you're trying to conceive, don't worry. You will get pregnant. You will carry your own babies. Eh? Don't give up. Christina, I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Doc. We don't know, we can't thank you enough for the information
Abba,
you are sharing with us. We are
Abegi.
benefit. I wish people I could tell people to follow you. Like whatever you say, they should listen to it. Whatever you say, they should listen to it. Honestly, God bless
Just
you,
give me the connect. Just give me the connect. You just come. You just move. You just
Doc.
move.
Doc, they where you did flex where you did the flex. Oh.
This one. Thank you.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you
Extend
for
my
having.
regards to your family.
Sure.
Take care of
Thank
yourself and have a wonderful day. Bye
you
bye.
too.
Okay, guys, thank you once again. I can't say thank you enough. You have always been supportive. I come online, you join, you comment, you share. God will bless all of them. Eh? Like I always say, good life now waiting, good life in that sense. If you just they come, try watch this video from the beginning. I believe say you go gain a lot. Watch from the beginning, no vex in case we don't take your questions again. But I know say she tried to break a whole lot of factors here. Very soon, I will invite an IVF doctor to come on this page and talk to us. A doctor that practices this whole IVF, IUI stuff to come here and help you. Take care of yourself. Pastor Stephen, I see you. Peter, Catherine, Modupe, hey, Adama, I see you. Agbesi, Kemi, and who again? Rejoice, Amarachuku, everybody. Abayomi on YouTube. God bless you all. Take care and have a wonderful night. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.